In the name of Allah, the most compassionate, the most merciful, all of us want to be rich. None of us want to become a poor person at all. But very few of us want to succeed in becoming a rich person at all. Overwhelming number of us don't succeed in doing that. Is it like that? Okay. So, what is the difference between the two of these, the rich and the poor? The habits of the rich and poor, that is going to be debated upon our today's, as far our today's discussion and talk is concerned. Okay. For that purpose, we have chosen a very beautiful article, very useful article of the Steve Burns. Steve Burns is a researcher and is an author, has written a very good article on the subject. That article is going to be talked about, discussed here. He has presented 11 habits, 11 differences between the rich and the poor, 11 habits which separate the rich and the poor. And the caption of the article he has given is, 11 habits of rich versus poor. 11 habits of rich versus poor. Okay. First, you know, versus poor is, rich people have the habit of believing they create their own life. A rich person believe, the person who is going to become rich believe that I have to create my own future. I do create my own future. While versus, poor people have the habit of believing that life happens to them. While the poor people think that it has happened to them. It's not me who has created a bad or the good future. It happened to me. It happens to a person. That is the wrong thing. That is the first difference. The second difference, rich people have the habit of creating goals, versus poor people have the habit of letting circumstances control them. The people think that the poor people allow the circumstances to control them. The rich people set their goals and work for that. Mean they create their own future. The third, rich people have the habit of thinking big, poor people have the habit of thinking small. If at all we are working for small goal, obviously even if we succeed, it will be having a little benefit upon our lives. But the small goals, meeting our day-to-day necessities, it is important. But after that, along with that, we need to set big goals as well, and we need to keep working for the long term for the big goals, so that if at all once they are achieved, it will bring a major change to our life, major positive change. Don't think small, think big. Number 3. Number 4. Number 4, rich people have the habit of focusing on opportunities. Poor people have the habit of focusing on obstacles. A poor person is always thinking about the obstacles, about the troubles, about the problem, about this is bad in our life and that is bad in my life, while the person who is going to become a successful and a rich person focuses upon the opportunities, becomes an opportunity hunter, always looking for the opportunities. And once an opportunity is spotted, then they work smart and hard, then they plan it, then they program it, and then they do everything else to achieve that. Okay. The next, rich people habitually model other wealthy and successful people. A rich person will always be eyeing upon other rich and successful person. A person who is going to become a rich person will always trying to follow the other rich people, you know and uh, poor people resent and are jealous of wealthy and successful people. The poor people make the resentment and think it is bad, feel jealous of other rich and successful people. Okay. 6. Rich people habitually sell themselves and their business. Poor people think selling and promotion are bad. Rich people sell themselves and their business, which earns them money. Poor people think that this is bad promotion, self promotion is bad, selling anything else is bad. Actually, it's very good. Actually, it is essential. Even the religious people are found promoting themselves, not to talk. Even the spiritual, real or so-called spiritual people, they too are seen marketing themselves, doing the self-promotion. Number seven, rich people get paid habitually based on results. Poor people choose to get paid based on selling their time. What's that? A person, the one who is going to become rich will say that I don't need to work on the time basis like wages for one day, for one week, for 1 month. Rather, the more results I will produce, the better money I should be paid. And they say, okay, let's make an agreement that if at all I make this much of the achievement, how much will shall I be paid? Then what does happen that it makes them more and more capable person. It brings the best out of themselves because they will because they are being paid, keeping in view the results and not the time spent. It is like if some of the people, if at all they're making any sort of constructing their house, etc., so they don't hire the labor and pay them on a daily basis. Rather, what they do is that they say that okay, the more construction you will do, the more money you will get. It is like a contract basis. Okay. Number eight, rich people have the habit of creating cash flowing assets. Poor people have the habit of being their employer's cash flowing assets. A rich person buys certain things like properties so that it could give them income, while the poor people, what the poor people does is that they become the as cash flowing assets of their employers. Mean they are working for other people, they are selling their time, and the time their employer actually are getting the cash flow from these people. Number 9, rich people habitually focus on their net worth and cash flows. Poor people focus on their working income. A rich person always thinks about the cash flows, rental income, buying the assets which can provide them with the money on a regular basis, and that is actually called asset according to Robert Kiyosaki. That a car, if at all it is not giving you the money, it's not an asset, rather it's a liability, according to the Robert Kiyosaki, who is the number one bestseller as for the financial literacy is concerned. Okay. And then rich people habitually learn and grow. Poor people think they already know everything. A rich person is always trying to learn more and more and making themselves more and more competent. While a poor person who have to stay poor for the rest of their life think that they know everything else. A rich person who is going to become rich is always learning and improving their skills and their competencies. The poor people think that they know everything. Bad. 11. Rich people habitually win by making their money work hard for them. Through investing and business and assets, poor people work hard for their money. A poor person is seen working hard for their money, while a rich person buy the assets and certain other income sources, and their money is working for them. Instead of they themselves working, their money is working and generating income for them. So these are the 11 habits which differentiate the rich from the poor, from the poor from the rich, and that is, I think, a beautiful article, a very useful, very important article indeed, and it has been written by Steve Burns. Thank you.